Hey everyone, finished watching the next Dino Thunder episode. It's a mad, mad mackerel, and before the summary, I feel this is important to bring up. This is the episode that made me stop watching Power Rangers for a while. This is the episode that made me, step back and realize what happened to the show that I liked. I didn't know anything about the behind the scenes about, Disney acquiring the series or any of that, and, most of the staff being kicked off and being replaced when they moved to New Zealand, but, I could tell there was some differences, and this, more than anything else, just made me this made me very aware that something weird was going on behind the scenes, and also this episode is what made me think, did I outgrow Power Rangers? But then, after watching this, I did go back and I watched, some old Mighty Morphin and Time Force and In Space, and I still liked those. What is it about this I didn't like? And as an adult, I am able to articulate all the things I liked and don't like about the show, and just Dino Thunder in general. Just this episode in particular had a huge impact on how I perceived Dino Thunder, and it's one of the big reasons why I have such a negative view of it. So anyway, summary. Kira is excited to have been accepted for an internship on a popular kids' cartoon anthology show, The Funky Fisherman. Cassidy is jealous because she wanted the opportunity to be on TV. Kira meets the titular Funky Fisherman, and it turns out he's a pompous jerk who's fond of counting down whenever he's mad, which is most of the time. Kira bumps into Devin. He was also accepted for an internship, and they're talking about what a rough day they're having, and just then a guy in a fish suit, Marty, comes over and tries to cheer Kira up. And Elsa happens to be watching this TV show, sees the guy in the fish suit, and decides she wants him to be the new monster. Trent says that's the dumbest idea he's heard, and he's not wrong. Trent and Zeltrax get into a dumb little argument, and then Trent challenges Zeltrax to a battle. Meanwhile, at the Funky Fisherman studio, Kira is picking out all the green M&Ms from a bowl of M&Ms. So was Funky Fisherman one of those weirdos who got all, nuts when they changed the M&Ms and a bunch of weirdos complained that they're less sexy now or something? Elsa shows up with Tyrannodrones, and Kira refrains from morphing because Devon is nearby. As soon as he's out of sight, she morphs, but a security camera is still running. This will not be important at all. Funky Fisherman blusters in, yelling about something, and at the same time, Marty hops in, singing to himself because, I don't know. Elsa fires a laser at Marty, but it deflects and hits Funky Fisherman, digitizing him and trapping him in a TV because, Elsa kidnaps Marty and teleports away. Kira demorphs. Even though she's right in front of the TV, I guess she knows that he can't see her through the TV. But then in the next shot, she's behind the TV, so I don't know what's going on. Kira contacts the others, and they take the TV to Dr. O's lab. Elsewhere, Trent and Zeltrax prepare to have their fight. And Trent morphs, and he doesn't use his evil, deep voice anymore. I wonder what that means. Probably nothing. Marty, still in the fish suit, is turned into a monster and let loose on the city. The Rangers go to stop him, while Haley tries to return Funky Fisherman to normal. Why? I don't know. Devin tells Cassidy about the Funky Fisherman internship and mentions the security cameras recording the Yellow Ranger. Cassidy is all excited and wants to check out the footage, but then they're both captured by the monster Marty in a jar. Because that's the thing he can do, I guess. The Rangers and the monster exchange bad puns for an eternity, and then the monster attacks with a fishing pole, but then he retreats when it breaks. Leave it to, one of the worst episodes of the series to actually give a reason for the monster retreating. So many Dino Thunder episodes just have the monster retreating for no reason. But this one, they actually bothered to have a reason. His main weapon breaks, so yeah, he's gonna retreat until he can fix it. Meanwhile, Trent suddenly demorphs during his battle with Zeltrax, and Zeltrax says it's because he can't handle the White Ranger power. I'm confused. Trent is the White Ranger now. The White Ranger is Trent. Wouldn't it make more sense that it's Trent resisting the White Ranger? Similar to Mike in Lost Galaxy, he held influence over Magna Defender. When Magna Defender did something that Mike didn't agree with, he'd grow weak because of Mike's influence. I'd assume something similar is going on here with Trent, but I don't know. Maybe that is the idea and Zeltrax is just being stupid. Haley gives the Rangers a Sentai prop to reverse the fish monster's power to capture people. They deflect the monster's beam to the TV and free Funky Fisherman. Yay. Then they break his jar, freeing the captured people, not using the device at all. I don't know, maybe I missed something. Elsa makes the monster grow, and the Rangers destroy him, and that frees Marty. Dang, I was hoping Marty would die. Funky Fisherman apologizes to Marty, and now they're buddy buds. Back with Trent and Zeltrax, Trent wins. Yay. At the Funky Fisherman studio, Kira sees Devin carrying around an armload of security tapes, and he says they contain footage of the Yellow Ranger, but then he drops them in lemon juice. The end. This episode is a mess. There's too much going on, and it's all stupid. The Funky Fisherman is just bizarre. I don't really know why he has live-action Grinch Who makeup on. I think maybe they were going for a Pee-wee's Playhouse kind of feel. Was that show even relevant in 2004? Also, there's a weird thing I noticed that I never noticed until I rewatched it, like again, to get screenshots for this. The little house behind Funky Fisherman and Marty, it has a face. I didn't realize that. I saw the big mouth on the ground, and I thought it was like just random weirdness, but no, it's supposed to be the house is a face. Why doesn't the house talk? You have a house with a face. It should talk. It's a kid's show. Have it do something. What kids are entertained by the creepy fish guy dancing around forever, and the stupid Who makeup guy? I hate Marty the Mackerel, his face, his costume, his voice, all come together to form the perfect annoyance. The only saving grace is his personality. He has an overwhelmingly positive attitude, and I do like the scene he has with Kira. I just kind of wish there could be more like that, like they could go deeper into, like, why does he put up with Funky Fisherman? At the end, it's revealed that they've been friends? Funky didn't treat anybody like a friend, not even Marty. Like, maybe we should have seen something about, like, Funky Fisherman and Marty started the show together, and there's some backstory about how they just wanted to entertain kids or something, and, like, Funky was a nice guy, he was really into it, but then the show got popular, fame went to his head, made him act this way. I hate everything about Marty, his hopping, his singing, even him being the monster. There wasn't any reason for him to be the monster. None of his personality or quirks show through the monster. The monster he becomes may as well have just been his stupid costume come to life. That would make a lot more sense if, like, Elsa goes and she finds, like, oh, he took the costume off. Well, good enough. And she takes the costume back and turns that into the monster. Also, the suit that Marty has looks nothing like the monster. This is an American original suit. New Zealand made, whatever. But yeah, they went out of their way to make a costume, something Power Rangers rarely does. And it serves zero purpose. I'm really hoping this fish suit was just recycled from some other show, because if they really went out of their way to make this thing, and this is all the purpose it serves, geez, they wasted so much freaking time here. I think Funky Fisherman should have been the one to turn into a monster. He'd become the monster and learn something. Similar to the old Mighty Morphin episode Wizard for a Day, where a mean teacher becomes a monster, and then when he's returned to normal, he learns to be nicer and enjoy life. I didn't even like that episode, but it handles that plot way better than this. And like I said earlier, there should have been some kind of backstory for Funky and Marty. Like, show them as friends. As it is, it just happens. He just turns into a good guy, and I know it's a kid's show trope that, oh, the bad guy can't get killed or whatever, he can't have something bad happen to him, he has to become a nice guy at the end, but there has to be a reason. There needs to be something for us to care about there. What's there to care about with Funky? He's just some frickin' idiot. He's so over the top, there's no way to really care about a character like that. Whatever. I don't understand Elsa's motivation for turning Marty into the monster in the first place. It's also a huge coincidence that she just happened to be watching the show that Kira happens to be on. Maybe she knew because she was the school principal. There's a scene at the beginning with Connor, Ethan, and Kira talking about how a bunch of kids applied for the internship on the Funky Fisherman show, and she happened to win. So maybe Elsa, the principal, was aware of this, and that's why she's watching the show. But if that was the implication, they don't do anything with it. Elsa's target on the show is Marty and no one else. Her whole goal was to go and kidnap Marty. She didn't give a crap about Kira at all. And Kira doesn't figure anything out about this, like about Elsa's identity. Them bumping into each other is just completely unexpected. Also, we're back to only Tyrannodrones. No sign of the Triptoids. What was the point of introducing them at all? The security camera subplot really didn't need to be here. No one uses the footage on the camera to learn anything. No one even thinks of looking at it until Devon mentions it to Cassidy, and that plot goes nowhere. The Rangers don't even know about the footage until Devon himself tells them, and then Devon himself ruins it by tripping and the tapes fall into lemonade. Or lemon juice, whatever. The Rangers don't use some clever trick to switch the tapes or erase them, they just had a bit of dumb luck for this plot that they didn't even know was going on. Funky Fisherman getting trapped in the TV reminds me of that scene from Willy Wonka where Mike TV gets shrunk and placed in a TV. Not much else to say about that. I don't know why he got stuck in a TV. To give Haley something to do? Her explanation of how he got stuck in the TV doesn't really mean anything. Monster Marty uses the same kind of beam to trap people in his jar that Elsa uses to trap Funky Fisherman. Is that relevant? What was the point of linking these things? People are freed from the jar by Kira kicking it out of his hands. The beam didn't play into it at all. Trent and Zeltrax have by far the more interesting story, so of course that's the B-plot, while the stupid kids show hosts, they're the focus. I really don't know what the implication of Trent demorphing was supposed to mean. If it wasn't to show Trent breaking through and regaining control of his body, then what else could it be? The evil White Ranger can't handle Trent's body? He seems to have been handling it just fine, like, up till now. Zeltrax loses because he's a loser who loses, and he'll always lose because he'll always be a loser. Loser? Looking back at this episode, it's not the worst episode. It's not even the worst episode of Dino Thunder so far. There's other episodes that I've disliked a little bit more, although this one, like, it's so pointless, I don't ever see myself going back to watch it again. But yeah, it's got a few good spots in there. Haley gets a kinda sorta funny line where she misnames Funky Fisherman Funny Fisherman, and he gets ticked off about it, and that's kinda funny. Haley finally did something that is kinda sorta funny, although it is kinda weird, this is her only face. So yeah, I still think that up till this point, this is definitely up there with some of the worst episodes of the series, and I'm not into it. I don't like it. I don't like Dino Thunder. Alright, so that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby, want a bottle?